What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're back again for an NXT review and results show, which is the biggest. This was the week that everybody was looking forward to when it came to NXT. We had the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship between Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and Adam Cole. And my word, did we see a match of the year candidate? I think so. It was definitely great. We also had Keith Lee versus Kona Reeves, which again, Keith Lee shows off his limitlessness and the fact that he is definitely a freak of nature and is going to be a mainstay in NXT for a good while. And I could see him being a future North American champion or even a future NXT champion. But the show started off with Tommaso Ciampa making his way to the ring to talk about Velveteen Dream, because the title match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn is going to be Tommaso Ciampa versus the Velveteen Dream. They're building it for that. But the ending of this match was that hopefully they do have this portion of this on WWE Network, on the WWE YouTube page, so we're going to listen to that after we get to it. I do have the first few things that they said, that Nikki Cross is got to be one of the best parts of NXT. Tommaso Ciampa comes out and he says the greatest sports entertainer of all time has the greatest music now has the greatest music of all time. And you want to know the best part? It has brought silence to the sheep. But in every flock, there is one who breaks away and needs to be different. And this one is the Velveteen Dream. Dream, you have the champ's attention, but man, you got it in the wrong way. When you stick your nose in things that are none of your business, and then the Velveteen Dream comes out. Dream says, "This is all amusing to me, especially the greatest when you said you were the greatest sports entertainer of all time. And since when the subject, a Dream doesn't appreciate your shots at me, and you think you're a bad man because the way you talk, Dream."
That NXT championship of yours is experience and not a guilt trip from an angry little bald man hiding behind his insecurities.
I may be an angry little bald man, but I am an angry little bald man with a shiny, oh so shiny title belt. And if being honest, yourself, when you accuse the champ of attacking, just one shit. Well, Velveteen Dream, everybody is listening. Why don't you just be a man? Admit it. The title says, this is the title. The title says, maybe you're just not tough enough.
Ooh, oh, get it, tough enough. Oh, just a little stab right there. They did cut out the part where he says that I am tough enough, but I am also probably way more man than you will ever, more man than you can handle. And then Nikki Cross's music plays. Let me get this. She just looks so like confident, like she's gonna do something here. This is great. She goes over the Velveteen Dream and starts like backing in the head, like says, "I know what you've done," and then smacks him in the face. Then looks over to Tommaso Ciampa. Looks at the title. Tommaso pulls it away. He puts her ear to the title. Tommaso Ciampa goes to talk, and she just slaps the microphone out of his hands. The balls on this woman to get into Tommaso Ciampa's face and be like this. This is freaking awesome. Listen to the crowd. She's just laughing in his face.
I know what you
And then she runs over the Velveteen Dream, and he just powders away from the ring. He goes to grab Tommaso Ciampa goes to grab the microphone again, and she just kicks it away from him. The balls on this woman. This is just a fantastic. And she just laughs at him. This is fantastic. That was just a great way to open NXT. Absolutely, 100% fantastic. Nikki Cross is one of the best parts of NXT right now. Alright, moving on here, we had Keith Lee versus Kona Reeves. This was an okay match. Keith Lee showing off his athleticness and the fact that his limitless name is 100% behind him. He is definitely fantastic as a wrestler, and I can't wait to see what he does from future on. He does get a huge chop. Lee actually does a huge chop to Kona Reeves that gets a one more time chant from the crowd. Reeves does later in the match use the ring skirt to get a cheap shot onto Keith Lee so he can take control as he does some grounding pound to Keith Lee. $1 million elbow from Kona Reeves. Lee starts hulking up, but I've never seen Hulk Hogan get that death stare that Keith Lee had. Keith Lee ends up winning this match after hitting a pounce, a Death Valley jackhammer, which he calls the Supernova, for a 3 count. Definitely awesome. We go to the back, and William Regal is being asked because Nikki Cross came out and pretty much said it was both these guys, Tommaso Ciampa and Velveteen Dream, or she says that she knows what they've done, and he says, I need answers first. He says, I do need answers, but I'm not going to give you the list of my last few suspects, but I do need to talk to Nikki Cross. Over to his office is Cassius Ohno, who is waiting for the Highly Bro Man, also known as Matt Riddle, to show up, and he goes off and starts complaining about everything to William Regal. Regal's like, excuse me. He goes into his office, and lo and behold, Twisted Sister herself, Nikki Cross, looks at him and says, I know what you did, laughs, and walks off. So Nikki Cross is pinpointing Velveteen Dream, Tommaso Ciampa, and Cassius Ohno, it seems like, as the assailants of Aleister Black. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next week. We do have next week the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era and Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair, which is being billed as a double main event. If he is back, I fully expect Aleister Black to show up before, during, or after the Nikki Cross and Bianca Belair match, and hopefully Nikki versus Belair is the last match of the show, because if Aleister Black is going to be back, it needs to be the last thing we see is him confronting Nikki Cross and his reaction to whatever she tells him, because unless he gets a microphone and she gets a microphone and tells the whole world, we need to see that be the last thing we see on NXT going into next week, which will be the final set of tapings, I'm correct, the final set of tapings, the start of the final set of tapings before we get to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, not Brooklyn, but War Games, where the War Games match will be set, the tag team, and any other titles and any other matches, which Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno looks to be one. Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler versus, which I think at Evolution, because Evolution happens halfway through these set of tapings, I think what they should do is at Evolution, other than the NXT Women's Championship match, we should have a fatal 4-way between Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Nikki Cross, and Lacey Evans, with the winner facing the winner of the NXT Women's Championship match at TakeOver War Games. That's all I need to see from that. The NXT, we do know that there are going to be, and it has been confirmed, and I will talk about this if I can find a news article, on Scripted this Saturday, that Candice LeRae and a couple other ones, I think Bianca Belair as well, of NXT have been confirmed for the Evolution pay-per-view. So hopefully we can get a fatal 4-way for the number one contendership between Candice LeRae, Bianca Belair, Nikki Cross. It would be Nikki Cross's last match. Finally, she can go up to the main roster after Evolution. And Lacey Evans, because Lacey Evans has been used, has had a hot cold for herself, but she has been prominently featured on NXT. So I could see her being the fourth member of this Fatal 4-Way. The winner goes on to War Games to face either Shayna Baszler or Kairi Sane. And then we had the big match. The North American Championship, Ricochet versus Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole. The beginning of this match, Adam Cole was sitting off to this corner for a minute. Pete Dunne and Ricochet look like they're going to come to blows. They stop, they look at Adam Cole, and they attack him. Pete Dunne throws Ricochet away and beats up on Adam Cole. Ricochet comes down and comes back and throws Pete Dunne away, starts beating up on Adam Cole. They start arguing. Adam Cole shoves Ricochet into Pete Dunne, and that was it for Pete Dunne for a minute, as you had Adam Cole versus Ricochet. They did what you should expect from a triple threat match, where all three men faced off against one another in one-on-one action at the beginning of this match. You had Cole versus Ricochet first, and Dunne sends Cole flying, and now it's Ricochet. Cole sends Ricochet out and Dunne back in and hits Dunne and Cole. Then Dunne sends Cole flying, and it's Ricochet versus Dunne. This was, I didn't go blow from blow for this match because you really can't. There's just Ricochet's awesome, Adam Cole's awesome, Pete Dunne's awesome. Pete Dunne and Adam Cole are supposed to be heels, but as you know in this match, these three guys are so over, and there's no way you're going to get any of these guys to be booed by this crowd. Awesome move right here was that you had Pete Dunne had somewhat of a surfboard. He had both of the knees, both of the legs trapped of Adam Cole, and he was stretching him back. Ricochet's just watching this, then he bounced off the ropes and hits a basement dropkick, and then Pete Dunne takes his feet and just stomps down and smashes Adam Cole's knees. Then I guess Ricochet tried to shake Pete Dunne's hand, and Pete Dunne just levels him with a forearm. Pete Dunne in control. Cole does get back in this and stomps away on both men, as I believe. I can't remember what they were doing exactly. Cole causes Ricochet to crash on the top rope as he's trying to do something and sends him to the outside. A bicycle kick by Cole for a 2 count. Until the tail end of this match, I believe, if I'm correct, Adam Cole was the only guy to actually get a pinning attempt on both guys one time or another. Then this was awesome too, was that Pete Dunne somehow, someway got both. He did 2 moves and laid both guys out, Ricochet on top of Adam Cole. He then grabs one leg of both guys, flips them over, and has both guys in a half Boston Crab. Definitely an awesome looking combo right there. Then after that, Ricochet puts Pete Dunne in an octopus. I can't remember what they actually called it. It's an octopus. They said something else, something like a tagline before the octopus stretch. But Adam Cole hits a backstabber on Ricochet for a 2 count. All three men just start throwing punches at each other, trading blows. We get a bunch of big moves exchanged, which I can't remember exactly what they were. All three men end up down. And then Ricochet goes for his backflip, the springboard backflip off the middle rope, like he did at TakeOver Brooklyn, where Adam Cole hit him with a super kick. But he does it this time, and both Adam Cole and Pete Dunne hit him with a super kick at the same time. And then all three men are down from exhaustion. Instead of having super kick, one falls down and the other guy goes over and pins Ricochet. That didn't happen. Cole and Dunne start trading blows, stomped by Dunne to both of Cole's head. Cole hits a DDT to Dunne on the apron. Ricochet with a double Hurricane Rana off the top rope. Oh, hold on. Cole hits a DDT onto Pete Dunne on the outside. He goes to attack him some more. Pete Dunne gets the joint manipulation and then puts his hand on the steps. And you know how Shayna Baszler has been stomping on people's arms. Well, Pete Dunne shoves Adam Cole's head down so he doesn't watch, and stomps straight on Adam Cole's arm as it's positioned on the top, on the ring steps. Then Ricochet comes out and hits a backflip. He hits a 619 to the apron, to the ring post to Pete Dunne, and then he hits a backflip to Adam Cole. Pete Dunne then lays out both men. He throws in Ricochet and then goes for something else, and Adam Cole comes back in. Ricochet, both Adam Cole and Pete Dunne were both on the top rope, and Ricochet hits a double Hurricane Rana. Awesome. Better end by Cole on Cole. Ricochet goes for a shooting star press, but Dunne puts him in the triangle choke. He does try to powerlift him up, but at that time, Pete Dunne grabs the fingers and starts joint manipulating him, so he's back down. And then, man, that joint manipulation just looks brutal, man. Looks just absolutely brutal. Cole does hit a running kick to Pete Dunne, and then hits a last shot to Ricochet. Shoulder breaker onto Pete Dunne for a 2 count. A "This is awesome" chant. Bitter end by Dunne for a 2 as Ricochet hits a 450 splash, springboard 450 onto Pete Dunne for the 3 count. Ricochet keeps his championship, and we move on to next week with the Undisputed Era versus the one and only War Raiders and Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair. This was a great match. This, for me, could be a match of the year candidate. My blow-by-blows of anything that I do would do it no justice whatsoever. Yes, this was a great show, a great match, and I can't wait to see what we got next week. And will Aleister Black make his triumphant return next week, or are we going to have to wait until the next set of tapings, which, in my opinion, the last thing we should see before when this show goes off the air next week is Aleister Black making his return, probably confronting Nikki Cross because she says she knows. We will have to wait and see, but that is your NXT review for October 10th, 2018. We will be reviewing the Mae Young Classic and will be up tomorrow at noon. Make sure to hit that follow button, comment, hit that subscribe button, comment down below. Find me on Twitter and Facebook, on Twitter at The France. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08. I will see you guys tomorrow for Mae Young Classic. And Saturday we return of Unscripted to its normal time. And then we start all over again with Monday Night Raw next week. Until then, my name is The France. You guys have a good one, and I will see you guys later.